Live. Die. Die? Live. 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 Live! Live! Stop! Live! Oh. Live! No. 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 Back. Down. No.
Jeremy Mange, isn't he strange? But listen to his voice, he's got incredible range.
Yo, I must have like fallen on a bullet and it like drove itself into my gut.
Hey, don't worry. You don't have to make up stories here. Save that for court. Save that for court.
Excuse me, Mr. Smithers. Bart may be seriously hurt. Could we possibly go ahead of you?
No. I really would rather get this taken care of. No. I really would rather. No.
Excuse me, little lady. Wheelbarrow line is over there. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
You know what? You know what? I'm so sick of my Simpsons remixes. I'm just going to interrupt it to ask, because I want to know, Ben, what makes a good coffee for you?
A good coffee for Ben?
Yeah.
I like a big coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I like it black.
Yeah.
I like it in a mug that you think is going to stop a lot sooner than it does.
Oh yeah, keep it going.
Wait, a lot later than it does.
Keep it going.
Oh. That's
Oh yeah,
a
no,
bigger
that
mug than you
was
anticipated.
because I was waiting for a big one and I saw where the handle was, and then it just kept going. I was like, oh wow, yeah, it's one beat longer than I anticipated. That's great. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Spicy Chai is here. Spicy Chai is going to be playing Truck Simulator 2 whilst she watches us. Wonderful. I love a multitask. Don't give a shit what people say. You get two things done when you multitask. Not necessarily the things you want to do. Yeah,
true.
We're
And also, Spicy Chai Bunny, woo! She's now doing Twitch stuff.
Yes. Yes, she is. Yeah, go press the buttons. In fact, I'm going to go press a button Don't worry about the button I'm pressing. No. Oh, we're already friends. Oh, well, fuck you then. You know?
Oh, it's going to be nice and cool and awesome. No, apparently I've
not
already
today.
done it.
Yeah, I can't. There it is. Follow. Here we go. Okay, wonderful. People, today we're going to talk a little bit about a little project that me and Ben did. A little bit of a fun little thing that we did.
I also like McDonald's coffee.
Interesting. How come? Because are their mugs bigger than you expect? Is that it?
Well, for £1.19, you can get almost half a litre of coffee.
Half a litre.
It is purely... It's 0.4 of a litre of coffee for £1.19. And in that, it's quantity over quality.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it is a quantity job with coffee, really, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah. This, however, I got this morning in a jar and it's Machu Picchu coffee.
Right.
Don't know if that makes it better, but I bought it from a pretentious shop.
Interesting. Hey, Almighty Colossus is here from the other side of the everything ever made.
Hey!
How's it going, buddy? Yeah, your lurking is very welcome, my dude. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the film that we made and the stuff that has happened and what's going to happen with it. We're also going to use this as an excuse for me and Ben to sort of catch up. And yeah, to talk about some general podcast stuff as well. Because of the new weekly format, there is an episode out today, and it is worth taking the time to reiterate, please don't take heroin. Unless you're already taking heroin, in which case, do it safely and please don't share needles. Ben's doing cocaine right now, which is, of course, not heroin. Ben, any thoughts on heroin?
Only if your doctor says so.
Yes, I think your microphone's fallen off. There it is.
Yeah, I moved it away so I could blow my nose without deafening anyone.
Fun. Thank you for that.
I mean, opioids, you can't synthesize them very well, so if you're going on morphine or whatever, you're on heroin.
Yeah, true.
So only with a note from your doctor.
Almighty Colossus is so far not... Oh, I misread that. I thought that was... You said I am not knowingly taking heroin, which is good. I thought you said you were not known for taking heroin, and my joke was going to be, you're not known for it, you're keeping your amateur status so you can take heroin in the Olympics, which is, of course, the joke that I make anytime someone says, I do X, but I'm not good at it. Like, yeah, because of the amateur status for the Olympics, which I think is a friend's joke. Yeah.
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Most of my jokes are reformatted Friends jokes, and most of the references that I make are Simpsons references.
Yeah,
that's just you never know what's in fast food these days. I love the muck heroin. I'm a big fan of the muck heroin. Yeah, and the KFC knockoff heroin Double Down.
Oh mate, Double Down is amazing.
What about the heroin Double Down?
Not tried it. But the Double Down is essentially heroin. It's the fucking best.
Good to know. Good to know. What do we... how do conversations work? Ben, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Good stuff.
How are you?
Pretty good. I've been going to gigs again. Like, in between lockdowns and stuff, there have been, like, bits and bobs of gigs. But, like, now that let's put it this way. Everyone that's going to get vaccinated is vaccinated, and the others are... I mean, if they don't die from COVID, they'll die from something else. So, like, let's not worry about it. So it is quite nice that, like, gigs are back. It's not quite feeling like 100% safe, but, like, actually, I think at this point it's better for mental health to start going and doing stuff if you're able to. So we've got a couple of gigs on the horizon. We're seeing Ghost on next Monday. That's going to be big. Do you know Ghost? Do you know the band Ghost?
It's Patrick Swayze making pots.
No, that's Goats, I think. Ghost are
making goats.
Ghost are a band. They sound like a slightly more gothic Judas Priest, kind of. Like, they're not like metal, but they're heavy metal in the sense of like Judas Priest heavy metal. Just putting everything on on a sliding scale of what is and what is not metal. But they're really funny because
sliding scale of Judas Priest.
Yeah, the Judas Priest scale. They dress up in like really crazy gothy makeup, and their singer is like this, has played like several essentially Antichrist style Pope characters. And like there's this ongoing narrative of which cardinal is going to take over from which pope, but it's all the same guy with prosthetics. And like all of the band are dressed up as these ghouls, so they've got these like metal masks and they wear like black suits. They kind of dress like the Hives but gothy. And like looking at them, I always sort of assumed that's going to be black metal. That's going to be some like really, really heavy shit. And then I started like listening to them. I think their TikTok game is quite good, so they sort of kept popping up. And I was like, oh, this is not that heavy. This is very accessible for heavy metal.
This is accessible metal.
And then what transpires is that like the singer is a very sexy man, and he's incredibly charming and hypersexualized in a very non-threatening way. So we're going to go
kind of way to be hypersexualized.
So we're going to the O2 to see Ghost next week, and then the following Sunday we're seeing Devin Townsend at the Royal Opera House. No, the other one. What's the one that isn't the Royal Opera House?
Royal Albert Hall.
Royal Albert Hall. Thank you. The one that I went to. I was on the stage briefly. I wasn't performing, but I was prepared to throw drumsticks at the people who were performing. I was there in a supporting capacity.
Right, I understand. I thought, like, what, out of aggression? Oh, no, to help, yeah.
Yeah, in a helping capacity. Okay, of course, Emma 87's seen Ghost. Count the costume changes. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, one of the bits in the Ghost live act when one of the cardinal characters was taking over from the other Pope character, they did a thing where dressed as the Pope, he does a sax solo, and then these fucking gremlins grab him and pull him off, and then he comes out and he's the guy that's taken over, and he's like, what the fuck is that? Just Google Ghost. It's a lot of fun. Okay. We're seeing Devin Townsend at the Royal Albert Hall. Devin Townsend is like is kind of heavy metal, but he does like a lot of genre fusion. So like he can go heavy, and then it'll just be like lovely operatic stuff, or like 10 minutes of ambient noise and pads and synthesizers, and reggae, and it's just like a whole big baffling pile of nonsense. It's very much it's my kind of thing. And then we're seeing the following Wednesday Devin Townsend again doing an acoustic set in Cambridge.
Wow.
Because obviously yeah,
you really like Dev and Townsend.
Yes, it's my favourite pub, and the 2/3 of a guy who's in a band. So we got some gigs coming up. We and on Monday, me and Laura went to see Oxide Ghosts, which is the Brass Eye film.
Yeah,
there's a Brass Eye film, and it's basically a lot of footage that they didn't use in Brass Eye for various reasons, some of which were the show's lawyers. And I shit you not. Oh no! Do I want to give that away?
I don't know. Do you want to shit us?
We don't have that big of an audience. I think I can get away with saying it. One of the things they don't, because there's so much in this that like you just can't even imagine like the stuff that they filmed compared to the stuff that they were allowed to air for Brass Eye is ridiculous. So it transpires that they, you know how they do those. They're basically trying to like sell some sort of charity, and they're getting celebrity spokespeople to talk about these charities. Yes. One of the interviews they didn't air was a phone interview with one of the Cray twins whilst incarcerated.
Oh. One of the renowned London gangsters, one of the scariest men ever.
Do you want to know why they didn't air it?
Was it because it was one of the Cray twins?
Yeah, because he sent men to the office and threatened to, like, break everyone's legs if they aired it. Because I guess they realised after the fact, hang on, I think there was a stitch-up. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Chris Morris is ballsy.
yeah. So he, what they've basically...
That's like trying to pull a prank on Scarface.
Yeah, no, like, full on, yeah. And it was back in the early 2000s where people could just straight up disappear. They wouldn't then be, like, tweeting from the Bahamas, lol, not dead. So I guess the deal with Oxide Ghosts is that they're not going to broadcast the film anywhere. They're just going to... the director is just going to tour it. So there was like a nice Q&A with the director, and just talking about like the process of like making the film and the process of making Brass Eye, and all stuff like that. So like if you happen to get a chance to see the Brass Eye film called Oxide Ghosts, do it, because it's not a lot of money.
That I didn't.
And it's really fun. It was one of those things that I completely forgot that I'd booked, because it appeared in like the summer of 2021, and it was a little bit like, oh yeah, no, COVID will be done by then, whatever, let's just book a few things then. So yeah, and then like last week I was just looking at my diary, oh shit, we're doing a thing on Monday, huh? Yeah, no, it was really good. If you get a chance to see it, do. Ben, you've had a few gigs to go to as well, haven't you?
I have indeed.
This is very telling of like, I'm seeing loads of goth hard rock and like abstract visual art / comedy. Ben's a fucking lovey.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I went to see Dylan Moran.
Yes, okay, fine.
He's a funny man.
He's a funny man. What was the venue you went to?
It was the Corn Exchange.
The theatre.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very good. It was
Cool.
very funny.
Yeah.
His comedy is always very dry.
Yes.
So I feel like there's a lot more happening than straight up laughter, but there was lots of that. I particularly liked the how he explains that COVID has gone away.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't exist anymore. There's no virus. Everyone got so annoyed and angry with Boris Johnson. But now the virus doesn't exist. It's all fine because he was so unpopular.
Yes.
Now it's gone. It's fine. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I hadn't seen him perform in about 14 years.
Right. Yes.
Again, and the last time I saw him was in the Cambridge Corn Exchange.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
This time I had a much better seat because I wasn't behind a pillar.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll happen. That will happen
That was
sometimes.
good.
Why are these tickets only a £5? Oh, because you don't technically go to the gig. You're sat next to people who are going to the gig, but you yourself are not going to the gig.
What is this in response to?
In response to being behind a pillar. I'm talking to you, Ben.
Me?
Yes.
No, the tickets were the same price.
Oh, really? Even though you couldn't see the... Wow.
I couldn't see very much. It was sort of like this.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So you could still see the stuff. And it was fine if it was over here, but as soon as you walked a little bit further away, then you can't see shit.
Yeah, you had to get really cozy with your neighbours. Spicy Chai was supposed to see Aura on the 6th. Sadly, can't make it. I'm not familiar with Aura. But going to see...
Rita, I assume.
Possibly not. But going to see Placebo in November. Very cool. Yeah, I think Laura's going to a Placebo gig in, about then as well.
That's cool.
She's mainly going to cons this year. Yarmouth Comic Con in June. Anime League in August. That was hard.
Where is this? I want to go.
Anime League. August, don't know, and Norcon in September. I keep meaning to go to Norcon. I've got a soft spot for the Norwich Gaming Convention, which is not quite as
Anime.
It's less anime. It's more to do with like independent game developers and like did you know
The
gaming.
ins and outs of gaming instead of just woo.
They've got some
gaming.
like if you're interested in gaming as like an industry, Norwich Gaming Convention is great. Or if you're into like game content like YouTube, they have like talks from Ashens and Did You Know Gaming and stuff. Like they're a lot of fun. I need to look at my calendar and see when is it over Easter? Is it now? Have I fucked up? When is?
Well, Norcon,
is it even on this?
The anime and gaming one. I went last year with Spice Chai Bunny.
Yes, you did.
And her good man Bradley.
Good man, Bradley.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would have taken, I think, more money with me if I had planned better, because there was a lot of stuff to buy. There was a lot of shit.
Yeah.
There was some stuff that you sort of, have a think before you buy it, but there was a lot of really cool stuff. It was more cool stuff than it was tat.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I also went to the theatre yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like you don't say oh yeah like you didn't know that this is why you called me a lovey.
Oh yeah.
I went to go and see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh yeah. Is that the gay one?
It is the gay one.
You could say that about all theatre.
Out of all the musicals, Priscilla is the gay one.
I don't know, there's nothing gay about cats. Very sexual, but not gay.
Yeah.
I don't care. Theatre is fine.
Priscilla was awesome.
Cool.
Talking about quick costume changes, having the three characters have 5 costume changes within 30 seconds. Full costume, like headpiece, from just hot pants into tights, and all of this within 5 of those within 30 seconds.
Cool.
Real impressive.
Wow. That's funny.
Very good use of theatre.
Use of theatre.
Use of theatre.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to say how they did it.
No, don't give away the magic.
But it was very effective. It was cool.
Was that in Cambridge as well?
That was at Cambridge Arts Theatre. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Laura's mum went to see that.
Yeah,
on the day
couple
before.
of.
Yeah.
Not too far away from where I saw Dylan Moran.
Nice.
3 days before.
Yeah, just up the road.
Very different shows. Misha when we were coming out of Priscilla, I said to Misha, because she didn't know anything about it apart from gay dudes in the desert.
Yeah, that's all you need, really.
That's pretty much. I mean, there's an actual story. It's heartwarming and it's lovely, and it's not like there's not really any bad stuff that happens in the show, which is really nice. And if you see the movie as well, there's a couple of bits which is unpleasant, but like it's sort of like almost getting into a fight. Someone saying something obviously horribly offensive to gay people.
I wonder what that could be.
But, it's not like you watch The Walking Dead or you watch some M. Night Shyamalan thing and everyone's faces are being turned inside out and mothers are screaming as their uncles get blasted into the moon or something.
Not the uncles.
It's
always
like,
the uncles.
Oh, traumatizing.
Gotcha.
It's a very nice sort of feel-good movie at the end of it, and the production was great.
Nice. Okay.
I never thought that I would see so many women dressed as cakes.
Okay, what is that?
So this is okay. I mean, this isn't going to be
on the stage or like Rocky Horror style, people dressing
on the stage.
up. Okay.
So there's a bit where there is a trans character, Bernadette, and she sort of falls for this, like, I think she's like late 50s, early 60s, and she falls for this Australian bloke, and they have a nice little moment, and she sings a song about, like, it's meant to be like I found something's isn't this nice, and a little bit romantic without really saying it. And they have cake and drink champagne under the stars, and then one of them, the other guys, wakes up and sees them out there and is like, "Oh, you didn't come in, did you?" And they go, "Oh, bollocks to this," and they walk off. And the music continues as the guy sees the cake that they've left,
Right.
picks it up, and then starts singing a song that's like twice as long than the actual romantic bit about how happy he is that he's found a cake outside. It's like, someone's left a cake! And he sings and how he's in love with the cake and he'll never have the recipe. And women come out dressed as cupcakes with little umbrellas.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking bananas.
That's
it was
wonderful.
That was proper laugh out loud.
Yeah.
There's a bit where they're painting the bus, and then again, just women dressed as enormous paintbrushes come out and start singing about pink.
Yeah. Fun. Spice-
And yes, I suppose that might make me a lovey that I was enjoying that so much, and the fact that the show that I went to go and see before that was Rocky Horror.
Yeah, I mean, like, once you start listing the shows you've been, it doesn't make you seem like less of a lovey, like whatever those shows are.
I mean, it seems to... I just want to see Men in Tights.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Spicy Chai says Anime League in
Anime
August. Anime League, but it's because it's one word. It keeps tripping me up. I feel like
Is
it
it?
should be Anime League
Anime League.
in August. And yeah, I remember, Ben, you got that gift bag thing me.
Yeah, I bought a gift bag, and you can buy, like, themed gift bags.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, here's 25 quid, you'll get about 25 quid's worth of this stuff about this fandom that you like.
Yes.
And I bought it, and I didn't.
Right. Okay.
I'm
What,
like, cool,
what
I've got-
IP did you get?
I think it was Tokyo Ghoul.
Right. Okay.
It was either Tokyo Ghoul... Oh, no, Tokyo Ghoul or My Hero.
Mm.
No, it was Tokyo Ghoul.
Right.
And I got two rather poor quality printed off posters.
Nice.
And two things from something completely different that I'd never heard of before. One was like a weird pen thing.
Right.
And yeah. So I went back and was like, this is... What?
Yeah. No good.
And they went, oh, no, have a book or something. So I was like, okay, I'll take this book and I'll eBay everything in the bag to try and
Yeah.
get my money back.
Did you get your money back?
I still haven't eBayed it.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like, how are you going to write positive? Like, here's a shit poster. I could print one. You could print one. Fuck you, £10.
Yeah, I don't. But then I spoke to some other people, because there's loads and loads of stalls doing stuff like that. And I spoke to these other people, and they said, no, that's not allowed.
Oh, really?
You could have taken that back and got your money, because they should say, this is what is in the bag.
Right.
And that should be in the bag.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So this one stall out of, let's say, 20 was dodgy, and I would have gone back and said, oi, no,
Yeah.
return this. But it was the second day that I was told that I could have done that, and I'd bought it on the first.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
it was, as I said, like 1 in 20,
Yeah.
but it's worth double checking before you...
Yeah.
Because if you've only taken, like, 100 quid to this thing,
Yeah, quite.
a quarter of your money gone on...
Or, like,
this-
just hang out for a day. If you're there for a couple of days, or you're there for, like, a day, wait till the afternoon, or wait till the second day, and then maybe just see what other people are walking around with. Like, if you see loads of people with the same kind of thing, like,
It's
maybe
probably sold
that's
out.
a good thing. Maybe it's sold out, but maybe it's a good thing. Maybe that's maybe that's why it's happening.
Yeah. Or just, just check and double check before you buy stuff that you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah. KZIRL, I'm going to do you the benefit of assuming you're someone we know in person, because I don't know anyone with the name KZ. We're not really set up to have any more than 2 people on this show at this point, and also this is not a podcast, this is a live stream. Different thing. I know it says podcast there. Boop, 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 boop. This is a live stream, not a podcast. If I know you in person, we've probably already talked about having you on the podcast, in which case the answer is still whatever I said last time. Whoever you are. I don't know. What else you been up to, Ben?
Pardon? Sorry, I was coughing.
What else you been up to?
Oh, no.
It's fine if that's it. It sounds like your calendar's busy.
Oh,
no, you're dead.
I'm choking.
He's choking.
I'm choking.
On.
If only I knew someone who knew first aid.
Oh, fuck me. But that's no good if you're choking.
It is, because I know how to stop me choking.
How? Oh, okay. So this is
Yeah.
more. Was it a self-preservation course that you went on?
Let's just to establish. I'm doing a first aid course. I'm 2/3 through becoming. See, I thought, because this is through the housing co-op where I live. I live with hippies.
Right.
And they were like, "Hey, who would be interested in doing a first aid course?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Sure, I'll give that a go." Thinking that it would be like, I wanted it to refresh the stuff that I already knew to make
Sure.
sure that I hadn't been doing stuff wrong.
Because the human body changes over time, so you got to update the first aid.
I mean, our understanding of it does.
Yeah, that's what
improve.
I meant.
Yeah.
No, bits keep falling off of mine,
Ah.
but it's fine.
Well, I'll have a look at that later.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, I thought it was just like a little refresh sort of bandage like this. This
Yeah.
is CPR. And it is that, but it's also a 3-day course where I will have an assessment and then, if I pass, become a certified first aider.
Nice.
Like, just licensed to save the day for the next 3 years.
On behalf of Boomtown 098, do you get to do a second aid course as well, or a third aid?
Only if you don't pass the first time.
Right, so it's like a driving test. If you don't pass
I
it,
didn't realise.
you get
I
demoted to second
genuinely
aid.
didn't realise that first aid
Hmm.
means it's the first aid. You're giving aid to someone first.
So, like, the ambulance is second aid.
The ambulance would be second aid, and the hospital would be third aid.
Fucking hell. Fucking okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, I was about to ask because I love stupid fucking words, and I love asking awkward questions. So like that was going to be why is it called first aid, and now we know.
That's why.
So what does that make the monkey? OG aid. I don't get it.
The monkey's the organ donor. Grinder.
Organ grinder. Right. Yes. That's not what you want.
Which is not good first aid practice.
No, not unless they're definitely dead. If it has a pulse, don't grind their organs. Yeah.
Unless it's that kind of club.
Yes. What kind of club? Like Skull and Bones, where they eat people and fuck pigs' heads?
No, like a sexy one where they fuck each other.
Ooh, lovely.
And then you're grinding organs.
I think still check for a pulse and consent. First one than the other. Actually, it doesn't matter on the order. I think both are important.
I mean, you should check for consent. In the first aid bit, it's I won't name names. It wasn't me who said it, but I almost wish it was because it's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that if someone is, you should ask for consent. Like, is it all right if I give you first aid? Chances are
If
people
they
are going to say yes.
spray blood in your face, does that, or does it have to be verbal consent?
Well, the thing is, you go, do you want me to help? If someone's choking,
Yeah.
that counts as, yeah. But if they're unconscious,
Right.
that counts as consent as well, because you would assume that if someone has passed out, they would like you to administer first aid. And as that was said, someone in the back of the room just went, doesn't work for everything though, does it? No, it doesn't.
No, you also don't need to say that out loud. I think everyone's thinking it.
but it was funny. Made me giggle.
I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can talk about this. I am similar to that. I did an online course recently, and if you know me, you can make a guess as to what subject we were learning. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say where I went. Porn. I was doing a porn. Having a big old
porn course.
Big cheeky wank. I was doing this course, and we were talking about. Essentially, there was this advert, and it said something like amount of money. It had a picture of like London skyline, and the tagline was something like £200 a night, and we were talking about the thing, and we're like, well, what does it mean? How do we know what it means? And I was like, well, £200 a night, like. It can only really be talking about hotels, right? So, and the idea is like this thing is trying to attract you to click on it. You want to know more information about the thing. So, like, you see the image of London, you know it's London because it has the eye and the Big Ben and all the stuff.
The eye wheel.
The eye wheel. So you know it's London. You know they're talking about London, and then £200 a night can only really mean hotels. So it's trying to give you an idea of that. This is how inexpensive it is to stay in London. Click the thing for more information. And the woman leading the course said, oh, it doesn't necessarily mean hotels, does it? And my brain was like, she means prostitutes. She means sex workers or something like that, doesn't she? And I just like stared down the webcam and thought, I'm not rising to this because you're a woman. I am not a woman. If I say anything, it could be a problem. If you decide that, oh no, I wasn't making that joke, which you are. It was very uncomfortable. I passed, it doesn't matter. But like, it's just a bit like, come on, dude. Like, no one needs to say that in this climate. Jesus. It was just a bit, it was a bit much.
Like with our thing, it's a relatively small group, and the things that you talk about, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, if you're doing it with like
some
people you know anyway.
Words is,
these were all strangers in my thing. So it was a bit like, this is not like a great intro to the group. This was exercise 1. Can we not make me look like a sex pest on exercise 1? We'll do that day 2. I don't give a shit on day 2. But like right now, come on. Sippy.
Sippy.
So you're not quite done with the first aid course. You're still going.
I've got 1 day left.
When do you get to play with the cadaver?
Well, I played with the dummy.
Ooh, what's his name? The cardiac dummy.
Yeah, that hasn't really changed since last time I did.
Right. Have
any
they
training
have
like
they
this.
updated the song you have to tap in the tempo to, or not really? Because it was Another One Bites the Dust, wasn't it?
Well, it's that or Staying Alive. It's
Staying
anything
Alive.
with basically anything with
Levitating by Dua Lipa works.
But you do also have to count whilst doing that. So if you're not good at having music in your head and then numbers going alongside it, it's good just to go 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then every 30 pushes, you do 2 breathing ins.
Who does?
You do into their face.
Oh, I see.
It's better than, and then you go back to them.
Funsies.
And if you burn yourself, do you know how long you're meant to run you burn under the cold tap?
4 days.
Almost.
3 days. Is it like an hour? Is it? I don't know.
It's 20 minutes.
Really? That's a long ass time.
Apparently, it used to be 10 minutes.
And then burns got
last
worse.
Year.
They changed it last year. Okay. Burns started getting worse, did they?
Or maybe they just wanted to get you to pay more on your energy bill.
Yeah.
Am I right? 54%. What a load of shit.
Can you just not pay it though? If everyone just doesn't pay it.
You can not pay it, but don't get a smart meter installed.
Right.
Because if you get a smart meter installed, then the electric company can cut you off without coming to your place
Right. Yes.
of work or residence.
Yeah. Okay.
And they'll also probably fuck up your entire electrics while they do it because they don't have electricians coming in. It's just Greg with a screwdriver.
Greg with a screwdriver and nothing to live for. He knows where to jab it.
Yeah.
And then thank God you know CPR. Yeah, I think like probably fucking due for a big old revolution about now, aren't we? I mean, I've been saying that for some time. Like, I don't know. We're busy little boys, essentially.
We are busy little boys.
Let's talk about some of the podcast stuff that's happening and
wait, just before.
Fucking all right then, shit. He's gonna.
I'm just gonna say this is the last time that you will be seeing my fantastic orange sofa.
Is he moving out and getting a place of his own?
He is.
Oh no.
Off to university, spreading his wings finally.
He has
got to
wings?
let him go.
Yeah, you gotta let him go. You gotta let him fly the nest.
Yeah, you've seen this. There's a little switch down here that
Oh,
brings the wings out.
Oh, yeah. What's happening?
I'm getting a new sofa.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And do you know what? How many people have we got on the stream at the moment?
5 on Twitch. A couple on YouTube. Hello.
Okay. I can't see any of the comments, so I'm going to have to put my faith in Liam. That's always worrying.
Ha.
Everyone tell me what colour sofa I should get.
Purple. It's obviously purple.
Now my room did used to be purple.
Yes, because your colour theme is Joker,
and
so
I found a
can't get a green sofa, can you? That's ugly. Purple velvet, obviously.
But now my room is blue and white.
Doesn't matter. Get them podcast colours. Paint your walls orange and get purple sofa.
Genuinely, purple and orange is my favourite combination of colours.
Yeah, podcast
and
colours.
for that, I would attribute Jack.
Everyone's saying purple, my dude. Spicy Chase says deep brown, purple, or classic black. They've got purple, so that's a good sign. Emma87 saying purple. It's got to be purple, my dude. It's purple. It's purple sofa.
Okay.
Are you checking up on me? Are you checking up and see I'm not a liar?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, no, I think purple sofa's the way to go. Are you Googling for purple sofas? Yeah, no, that's what we want. Definitely.
That'll be it.
That's the one. Where you going? IKEA?
DFS, mate.
DFS, mate. Nice.
They've actually got a sale on, believe it or not.
Wow. Wait. Oh, I get it. I don't watch enough TV adverts to know if that's still on. Is that sale always on?
I'll be honest, that was the purple was the sofa that I wanted to go for first.
Well,
then
fine.
Like, don't get a purple one. Oh.
No, you're getting a purple sofa, Ben. Of course you are.
Purple sofa, aren't I?
Yeah, obviously with cup holders. Don't give it wings because it'll fly away. Yeah, no, purple sofa, 100%. Let's talk a little bit about the podcast. Today's episode is a good one. It's the one where we talk about whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich, and we talk about how sandwiches are essentially named after the verb that you do to make it. That's why wraps are wraps, and which is why sandwich is a verb. What else we got? We talk about the worst parties we've ever been to. You talk about International Men's Day. I talk about heroin.
We go to different sorts of parties.
We used to. Now we don't go to parties because I'm scared I might be around all the heroin again.
I just don't get invited.
No, you don't. That's because you always steal other people's heroin, Ben. You got to bring your own.
True.
BYO needles. So on the we had like a little bit of a change to the Patreon tiers. Literally this week, basically because we changed the format of the show slightly. So obviously we're weekly now, which is great, and like people seem to be responding to that, which is wonderful.
Thank you.
The numbers are going in the upwards direction, which is kind of exactly what we wanted. We also, in order to do that and streamline things and save a little bit of money, we moved to a different podcast host. And in doing so, something we hadn't anticipated, so it is a mistake, but like, what are you going to do? We don't really have access to provide... everything's going on over there. We don't really have a way to do early access episodes without essentially doubling the workload. And because the workload has already kind of tripled since doing weekly episodes, that would mean like 6 times the amount of work to carry on to do it weekly and to do early access. So we're just going to try it out for a bit, not doing early access, whilst we try and look for a better way to do early access to episodes. Because I think that's a fun part of the tier. I think the big sell for like Patreon is getting the mini episode like that is exclusive to Patreon Pod Babies. I think really that's the thing that people sign up for, because
It's a nice little scoop.
It's a nice little scoop. It's something that is only for you, so it's nice and special.
It's not quite like the end of a Marvel movie, but it's like the end of a Marvel movie that has a silly thing.
It's the end of a Marvel movie that has a silly thing.
Like Captain America doing the announcement for the school.
But it's like the first couple Marvel end credit scenes when most of the people had left the cinema because they didn't know that was a thing. And you get to feel special because you were only like one of 20 people that actually saw the thing.
And there's Samuel L. Jackson is in every single one.
Yes, that's the guarantee. Sometimes he's played by Roman. That's fine. God, Roman doing Samuel L. Jackson. I would watch all of the prequelogy Star Wars if Roman was Samuel L. Jackson. So what was I getting at?
I would want him to just be exactly Roman, just repeating the lines.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Not necessarily verbatim.
No, verbatim.
You don't want any Romanisms in there?
No, you're right. What if it was just Roman acting?
You're not master.
What if he was
You've
just...
got to see, but you're not a master.
What if he was just
Yoda.
responding in real time as Roman, not as a character in the universe, as Roman, just reacting to things as they unfold in the Star Wars universe? I'd watch that.
We'll get him to do that.
We'll get him to do that. We've got a spare weekend. We'll do it. Come on, Roman. You said you were game for whatever. So yes, we're gonna try not doing the early access because I think what people sign up for is the exclusive stuff, and the early access is a nice bonus. So what we're gonna do in the meantime is give you early access to other stuff. So the other stuff that we've been working on, not the podcast, other stuff. But everything about Patreon is staying as it was for the moment, except for that. And one of the things you're going to get early access to is the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. I'm not going to explain what that is.
How exciting is that? Particularly, can you imagine how exciting it would be if you did the Smug Prick tier?
Yes.
It's £50 a month, but you get to be a smug prick.
Yeah, you get to watch the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown before anyone else that wasn't literally in it or involved in making it.
Let's be honest, that means you win.
That means you win. You're going to be such a smug little prick. In case it's not clear, Smug Little Prick is one of the tiers on Patreon, and it doesn't do anything. It's £50 a month, and you just get to feel smug. That's all.
I think you'll find that does a lot.
Oh no, the smugness is really helpful to us as podcasters.
If sports cars make men's dicks bigger, the Smug Prick tier makes you better than everyone else.
Smug Little Prick. Very small. It's very important that it's small.
Small Little Prick. So then buy a sports car.
If you have a sports car, you should also have this tier. Because one without the other is frankly pointless.
Silly.
Ben,
let's
talk about the film we made, Ben.
Okay. I was a cowboy.
Ben got to be a cowboy. You know what we learnt on that day? Everyone looks incredible as a cowboy.
everyone dressed as a cowboy looks
everyone.
hot.
It's ridiculous.
It's just, I mean,
Didn't know where to look.
everyone was horny.
It was
we
great.
were all just.
It was a very turgid shoot, I can tell you.
I mean, the lighting was amazing, and there was a lot of smoke as well.
It looked
so maybe
fine.
that had something.
It looked fine, but come on now. There's, I know you can't see it, Ben, but there's that shot of you like lying, also facing Titanic style on the floor. It's gone now. Now it's a picture of Gabe.
Oh yeah, there it is.
The one person not dressed as a cowboy. So yeah, that's why we're here today. I mean, the reason we're here is because we agreed to do a monthly live stream for community interaction purposes, and for the never-ending need to churn out any kind of content. But that's what we're saying we're here to do today, is to talk about forever, to talk about the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. So we entered a film competition.
We did.
Little thing called the Dafters.
Dafters.
Which you'll notice is awful similar to BAFTAs. Where with the B swapped out for a D.
Just the top of the B fell off.
Just the top of the B, the middle of the B, surely.
No, the top half of the B.
The top half of the B.
Yeah.
I suppose, if you like then pull the bottom half up.
Because you've then got a small uppercase D.
Yes, but it's very small.
It depends how you're writing B.
It depends how you're writing B. In the
you do
normal
it properly,
way.
so the middle bit touches the line at the back. Take the top off.
Or just
doing it so it doesn't. What are you doing?
I know Ben can't see this, but I'm just gonna prove a point and just sort of here. I'm just gonna bring up MS Paint. Ben, can you move to your right ever so slightly? Come back a little bit. A little bit more. Okay, here we go. What I'm getting at is if you draw like a B, like
you see
this.
where the B is on my name, Ben.
Oh yeah.
If you cut that in half horizontally,
Yeah.
you've got a D. You've got two Ds, haven't you?
Yeah, very nearly. Yeah, I see what you mean. But what I'm positing is that if you just get rid of that middle bit, you sort of, it's got like a little, it looks more like a pair of butts, like a butt pair, but you do sort of have a D there. You can kind
Almost.
of, you can
But
kind
not
of,
as much as if you just got rid of that bottom bit. See, there you go.
you can kind of do. There we go. That's
I'm
what
watching you do
Are
this
you watching
on a delay. So
Okay.
I don't know if what I'm saying, it does look like butts.
It does look a bit like butts. And of course, like, what's wonderful about this is now we know if Ben starts becoming really annoying, I can just, like, replace him. Oh no, I missed slightly. We can just do this. Ah, there he is. What a handsome chap. What a handsome chap who, he ate some spaghetti and he's a little bit messy. Oh, and now he's angry that I told everyone he was messy.
I don't.
And now he's trying to get that spaghetti. Oh, he's got a drippy tongue. Oh yeah, who's a hungry boy? I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Don't say it. Sorry, I did that thing where I forgot people were watching. Are you still watching the delayed feed?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? I think it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. What was I saying? Yeah, we made a film. We made a spaghetti western. Tied it together.
There you go.
There we go.
Pulled it out your ass.
The DAFTA Film Festival is a parody of the BAFTAs, the British always film television.
Always.
I don't think Emma87. I don't think Ben has to worry about being replaced. No, I think it's very likely that that paint crashes next time I try to open it. My computer is not doing well. The
That's
Dafters.
the only reason I'm not getting replaced. Because
Yeah.
you're shit at Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, apparently. I don't
Wow,
know.
my job is on the edge of a knife.
Yes, you need to union up, buddy.
Oh.
Mr. Paint has a union already. Parody Film Festival. So the idea is that you put your name in a hat, and when the BAFTA nominations are in, everyone that puts their name in a hat gets randomly assigned a film from one of the BAFTA-nominated films. So we put our name in the hat, and we were assigned The Power of the Dog, a film in which Benedict Cumberbatch acts.
He's a cowboy.
Is a cowboy, thank you. Benedict Cumberbatch, Jesse Plemons, Kirsten Dunst, and a small man. I can't remember the actor's name.
Small, sticky boy.
Hey, Valverde Broadcasters here. How's it going, my dude?
Oh, hey,
look
we're just talking about
look who's fucking turned up at the last minute to claim all the glory. It's all right. You're allowed to be late. So we literally just started talking about the Dafters and stuff. So your timing is spooky, if anything. We were assigned The Power of the Dog. Benedict Cumberbatch, Jesse Plemons. What did you think about Power of the Dog? Because we hadn't seen it until we were assigned The Power of the Dog to parody. So I think we sort of worked out who the team was, who was available in the time available. So we knew that whatever film we would have, we knew that I was gonna direct. We knew that you were gonna act in it. We knew that Richard Jackson of Valverde. Hey, Fisticuff subscribed. Oh, because Ben gifted us a subscribe. Thank you. I love that gif. We knew who the team was going to be, so it was just a case of like fitting people to whatever story we came up with. And I'm really sorry, Ben. I did that thing where I asked you a question and then talked for 5 minutes solid. And now I'm just going to assume you're ready to answer the question. You hadn't seen the film.
Perfectly ready to answer the question because, see, now the issue with the Dafters that I had was just about the timing of the announcement and everything, because this all sort of we were given Power of the Dog and 2 days to write it.
So we yes-ish.
I mean, pretty much. Okay, so we were given a very small amount of time to
the overall
like,
turnaround was within a month,
do it.
and me and Laura being a really good producer, we worked out what we would need to do, how much time we had for each specific thing. So we weren't told we had to write it in 2 days, but scaling down a production cycle, we had 2 days to write it. So it was a self-imposed deadline, but yeah, basically. Sorry, that was I interrupted for a very long-winded answer. And now I'm talking about how I interrupted you. Classic.
Yeah, you are. But all of this happened during the week of my birthday.
Yes.
So I wasn't around at all.
No, he was drunk as a fuck.
And it was my birthday.
And it was his birthday. Ben's got problems. That's our next documentary. The Fixing of Ben.
This isn't actually coffee, it's absinthe.
Warm tequila. Salty.
Delicious mistakes. Yeah, so I've not seen the film.
Have you not? Still, that's funny to me.
Nope.
Okay.
I've seen the trailers.
Yeah.
I've seen the honest trailers version of it.
Okay. Yeah.
When they were doing the whole Oscars.
Yeah.
Because I believe it was Oscar nominated as well.
Mm.
But in my experience of acting and stuff, particularly, I mean, stuff on stage. I've done stuff on stage. I've done stuff on camera, and sometimes you don't have to ask questions. What am I doing today? You're dancing with a cloth. Okay.
Yeah.
What am I doing today? But like, in Youth Makes Music, I danced around with 2 friends in front of about 2,000 to 3,000 people with a little grasshopper mask on to music that I had heard once before.
Yeah.
You don't question, you just do.
Yeah, totally.
So you were going, okay, you're going to go and put this small desk onto a big desk and say that you're doing that. I'm like, and you go, yeah, I've not made this up. It's actually a line from the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make a difference if you had made it up or what. But it seems, I mean, I love the parody that you guys wrote.
Yes, yeah.
And given that you said that it's so far away from the original, because the actual movie, as far as I'm aware, is about, well, it's some weird gay relationship. Spoilers. It's a weird gay grooming relationship between a boy and his uncle.
Yeah.
His homophobic but gay uncle.
Yeah.
And there's like religion and cowboyism thrown in there. And you said, but we're not doing that. We're doing Cowboy Olympics.
Yes. So.
And I was fucking yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially it. So like, spoilers for. We're not going to spoil our film. Because why would we? We want you to pay good old YouTube money to see it. But we are going to spoil Power of the Dog, and our parody does rely on... A lot of the humour relies on having seen The Power of the Dog, I think. So if you do want to go watch it...
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. If you've got Netflix, it's already free in it. So go for it. So, yeah, but you're absolutely right. The film is... Spoiler warning. Done. The film is essentially Benedict Cumberbatch is a hyper-masculine cowboy who is gay, and he's grieving the loss of his boyfriend slash... I got like... You don't meet this character, but he's called Bronco Henry, and I got like a Yoda vibe off of him. So I think it's like the guy that taught him how to be rootin' tootin' cowboy man.
Yeah, it seems to be sort of I mean, certainly a sort of lovey relationship.
Yes, but I got the vibe that perhaps Cumberbatch was also groomed by this Bronco Henry character, and being repressed homosexual cowboy, he then is very aggressive to his brother is Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons wants to settle down and be a rancher rather than a rootin' tootin' cowboy. He wants to just like sell his beans or whatever.
I love them beans.
He marries Kirsten Dunst.
Good business in cowboys.
Yeah, good, cowboys love beans. He gets married to Kirsten Dunst, who is Jesse Plemons' wife in real life, which is nice. And she already has a kid from her previous husband, who we think died because of suicide, and was also an alcoholic piece of shit. So their son is kind of like this weedy, nerdy character, who's a little strange, but like he's a kid and doesn't have a telly. Like, he's going to be weird, isn't it? So like, if you weren't raised by Nickelodeon, frankly, I think you're weird.
I mean, how do you even function?
How do you even function? Like, so where was I? Yes. So, so Jesse Plemons inherits a family essentially with an estate, I think, and Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't like this weedy little boy because he thinks he's wimpy, he thinks he's weak, he thinks he's a nerd. So he sort of bullies him. Him and his cowboy mates bully him. And then he's basically grooming this kid, as well as bullying him, which is nice and complicated. And then we said spoilers, so it's your fault if you're still here. Essentially, the nerdy little kid kills Benedict Cumberbatch in a way that in a way that some film journalists think is ambiguous. It's not. He totally killed him. He totally meant to kill him. He totally planned it and did it on purpose and succeeded. There's no ambiguity here. But like a lot of the film reviewers are like, I think some of them are doing that thing where you say the end of or the series finale explained as a YouTube video when it doesn't need explaining because it's fucking obvious what happens if you
I
watched
hate it when people do that. Oh, it's this explained. I don't need it explained. It was in the show.
It was in the
on
show.
The telly.
It wasn't even
They
subtext.
explained it.
Yeah.
They explained it. That's what the show was.
The story was the thing you're talking about. Don't worry about it. So it's a little bit of that.
28 minutes.
28
minutes explaining a 16-second Elder Scrolls 6 trailer.
Yeah.
Fuck off, YouTube.
Yeah, but that's kind of what YouTube is now. It's like, heaven forfend you try to have a original idea on YouTube. Fuck me. So that's basically what the film is. Lots of cowboys, and like it deals with toxic masculinity, homosexual relationships. How do you deal with being a homosexual if you're a toxic male? Grooming, alcoholism, suicide. Just like
those are not the answers.
Oh yeah, no shit.
How
Fair
do you
enough.
deal with homosexuality if you're a toxic male? The
Just
answers
kill
are
yourself.
Not grooming, alcoholism, and suicide.
No, it's heroin. Good old heroin.
Or just go see Priscilla.
Take heroin at Priscilla. Like combine your hobbies. Yeah. Thank you, Ben, for that clarification. So the challenge was we were given this film to parody. We don't really have any wiggle room in it. It's the first time we've entered the Dafters, so like it's not a good idea for me to go, hey, we don't want to do this film, because that's not really in the spirit of the thing. So we sort of we decided that like the way to do it is to just go in a completely different direction. So what the way we did it was we were given the film, and then the next day me and Laura watched the film and then had a meeting with, who was it? It was me, Laura, Kirsten, who's in the film, Taylor, who edited the film, and Asiem, who was in the film and also played Asiem, who was in the film but also did all of the behind the scenes footage and the film stills, most of which are the slides playing underneath us right now. That's why Asiem's name is in the corner. Asiem also did like our most recent photo shoots as well.
She done good work.
She done good work. And she was also 2 cow people. There's a picture of Kirsten right there. Nice silhouette with a hobby horse. So the 5 of us, we got together and we literally just had a brainstorming session. We threw ideas around. We talked about what we felt the theme. We talked about what we felt the theme was about. We talked about some of the underlying themes. We sort of like threw around like conspiracy theories, who was a great character, what scenes were weird, and we basically came up with the idea to do just a complete non sequitur, because yes, there's like lots of very heavy themes in The Power of the Dog, and we thought that rather than attempting to, well, we're not going to make fun of these themes, are we? So that the best bet might be to reference them in like tangential ways where they're not like important to the story, they're just incidental. So what we did was we basically came up with the idea for the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. It was originally going to be the Freestyle Cowboy Olympics, and then we looked into, I just out of curiosity googled how many times the Olympics committee sued people and decided to not use the word Olympics. It's several successfully. So the whole idea was basically, let's just go down a rabbit hole of cowboys, and let's have a competition whereby cowboys tend to out cowboy each other. And it's not just that they're doing these ridiculous cowboy maneuvers, it's also that for no apparent reason the central characters are winning by doing things that happen in the film, which is another sort of like way that we made it funny. It's like there's no reason that these things are funny. It's just that those are the things that the main characters do for no reason, and therefore they're winning. So it's a bit of a non sequitur in that way, but that's kind of what we came up with. So basically
it's a parody. It doesn't have to be as
no exactly.
I mean, you've seen the Scary Movie movies.
Yes,
The jokes in there aren't funny.
No,
it's only if you've seen the movies that it's
exactly
that, or unless you really like people farting.
I mean,
and
you can like two things. So we basically came up with this idea that it was a really hyper sort of American style sports show where these two commentators were about to watch the live showdown between the two greatest cowboys that year to determine the winner, one of which is Ben. And whilst that competition is preparing, they're looking back at the competition as it happened so far. So essentially you're seeing several head-to-head matches, and then there's the finale of the actual competition. So that was the basic idea we came up with as a group of 5. I get credit as the writer, which is a little bit unfair, but I didn't give a shit. Because what happened was Laura wrote all these things down and I turned it into a script. That's what happened,
a bit unfair,
essentially.
But I'm not going to take it back.
Absolutely not. No, if we win anything, I get the trophies. Fuck all of you. So
you're going to fuck all of us.
Yes, it's going to be a big day.
He does get excited, doesn't he?
Oh man, Cowboys! I swear to God. So I sort of a lot of the joke. The script didn't require much punching up. Like the script as it was already kind of funny because of the slightly surreal nature of some of the things that already happen in the film. Like I'll this doesn't give anything away about like our film or the original film. There's the wimpy kid gets angry and goes and does a bit of hula hooping, and you just see him hula hooping for like half a scene in the dark, and a woman walks past, acknowledges it's weird, and she fucks off. It's bizarre. So we were like, well, obviously whoever's playing this character has got to hula hoop and for no reason win. Fine, easy. But how do they win? Because hula hooping isn't very cowboy. Fuck it, the other person dies. Like, just don't, like. So what I like about writing parodies, and something that I think I need to do more parody stuff, is like there's already plenty of stuff to parody when you really start to analyze the power of the dog. So that I didn't really need to write too many jokes. So that was kind of fun. So like essentially the idea was there when the 5 of us met and had a brainstorm. I just put it in not even a real script format, and from there the process was basically about how are we going to film it all, how is it going to look, what props do we need, if we can't get a prop for something, do we need to change the joke, or do we need to alter it in some way to make it possible, and then bringing it into the 6-minute time restraint, and we like barely did it. It is 6 minutes on the dot. I think it might be one frame over 6 minutes, but hopefully no one
don't get in trouble.
No one notices. We turned the frame rate down, so it's fine. So you just made it slow. My attitude was just like, if we make it and it's 6 minutes 10 seconds, can we not just make it like 1% slower or 1% faster? No one will notice. It's fine. So the restraints for the Dafters film competition were that we had, I think, barely over a month from when we were assigned the film to when we had to hand the film in. We could only shoot
one location.
What we could it was a little bit open to interpretation, but it was 2 days of shooting 1 day of location filming.
Ah, that was it.
So what that might, like, you can't really use more than one location on a day. So we did 1 day on a location that we're not going to talk about, for reasons that are frankly boring. And
Okay.
we also did an afternoon of like pickups here in the studio, just like close-ups of eyes, close-ups of hands and stuff.
I had to put my head in a bucket
He
full
had
of
to put his
custard.
head in a bucket full of custard. So you'll see why. Don't worry, I'm not going to give that away because it's one of my favourite bits.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to say it either. But
So
pleasant.
we had a month to do a thing, 2 days of filming. The schedule we came up with basically meant that we had 2 days to write the thing and then just over a week to plan everything, get the script down, cast it, choose people to put people in parts, get costumes, get props. And then we had a space of a week where we could film it, which ended up to basically only be a weekend because of the availability of a particular location. And after that shooting day, we then had a week to edit, compose, color grade, add VFX, make a poster, get behind the scenes images edited, like all of the post-production stuff. And we made it. I happened to have like some bookings on like the actual day, the hand-in day, so we decided to do it 2 days in advance. So we cut our deadline slightly shorter just to make sure we got it in on time.
We're busy people.
We're busy people. We got fucking things to do, man. We got podcasts and shit. So yeah, I guess we can sort of go by bit by bit. So Ben, you wanted to be involved in like the writing and stuff, I know, but you couldn't because of birthday and tequila and stuff.
Yeah.
What was your first impression? Did I must have sent you a script at some point. I was
I
disorganized.
saw the
Thank God
first
Laura
draft
knows what
and-
she's doing, because I am disorganized.
Yeah, we got the first draft and then the final thing. I really did not, having read your script, I had less of an idea about what the fuck Power of the Dog was about.
Yeah, I'll take
I
that.
thought it was actually some sort of competition in the film we were leaning into.
Right.
Like that one scene where they're just mucking about with that. No, it's not a thing at all.
No.
Like the little jokey details, like I'm not going to say what, but I think you know which particular prop.
I think I know which particular prop.
There's certain diminishing elements
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
That I thought was a lot of fun because you won't notice it until the second or almost the penultimate or maybe final thing. You won't see that this is happening, and that I really liked. And just how it's weird reading a script, particularly for TV stuff, because you don't know how it's going to look. Just reading it.
Right.
But
Okay.
because like if it's on stage, you have a rough idea of it will look sort of like this. You can sort of work it out. But with TV and film, the camera can be fucking anywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a little bit trickier to visualize just reading it. Even with like stage directions and stuff. But it was certainly our sort of humor.
Yes. Something that I
don't know if anyone else will laugh at the film.
I mean, we got nominated in it, so we did something right.
Yeah.
Something that
this is something that I wanted to message you last night, but didn't, because I thought it would be funnier if I if we talked about it on here. I didn't realise until last night where you put it on the Discord, where you'd given all this information. Come join the Discord. It's well fun.
It's a good Discord.
Because I was at work when you said that we were nominated, and I was like, cool, that's good. And then we were talking about going to Brighton to the film festival, and I was like, oh yeah, we can go and have fun. That'd be great. But I think in my head, because I was busy all day, like the online viewings and the Brighton Film Festival were the same sort of thing.
Right.
So in my head, when we went to Brighton, it was just us sat at a table watching films.
Okay.
But then I was like, oh shit, no. So many people are going to see this.
I sincerely hope they've all seen Power of the Dog.
So do I. If not,
Otherwise,
what the fuck
otherwise
are they doing
fuck
there?
you. Like,
But
yeah.
it took me a long time. As I said, it was a very busy day yesterday, to sort of like actually sit down and go, oh, dang, we've made this and loads of people are going to see it. That's really cool. That's exciting.
It is
I'm
exciting.
excited now. It's not just a little trip to Brighton.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly.
People are going to see the things that we did.
I've got a note here to talk about like the release schedule, like when's it going public and all of that stuff. So we will get to that. I'm going to do a big burp this direction. Oh. That was it. Thank you so much. That
Crunchy.
smells awful. I'm very sorry.
I can almost taste that.
Yes, soz. So I'll talk about like the release schedule and stuff in a bit. I want to talk about the cast and crew. I want to make sure that like everyone's like gets like a little bit of a mention at least, because like we really lucked out with the crew. I think
it was an amazing group of people.
Yeah.
Who so much talent happens behind the camera that you just got idiots like me in front of them with no idea what they're doing. Just, I'm doing this, cool, all right. And you just do it, and then these wizards behind the camera make it look good and professional.
my biggest concern is that my performance as a cow will overshadow the amazing writing that I'm taking credit for.
I would be amazed if you didn't win an Olivia award.
Yeah, no, me too, frankly.
For your bovine performance.
So yeah, I want to get into cast and crew in a second. Just before we do, because we were talking about the sort of surreal humour of it. Mr. Jackson, who's in the chat at the moment as of Avada Broadcasting, was our director of photography. He is about 50% of the reason it looks as incredible as it does. We'll get onto the other 50% in a second. I'm taking credit for it. Ahoy, hoy. Richard mentioned that, I don't think he'll mind saying this, but I don't think concern is the wrong word, but he was aware that the comedy that I had written, and this is not me taking credit for the brainstorming session. I did make the script weird. I'm comfortable to take credit for it being as weird as it is. Not a problem. I don't think anyone's going to be upset by me taking credit for it being weird.
Or surprised.
Or indeed surprised. Thank you so much. Richards was interested that we were nominated given how weird it is. I didn't even think it was that weird. Richard used the word surrealist, and I was like, nope, that's just what my brain is like. All of this is just stuff that happens in my head that I think is perfectly normal, and it's only recently that I've become aware that the amount of Tim and Eric I watch and the amount of Auntie Donna I watch is definitely influencing my sense of humour, such that I'm generating these apparently surreal ideas, and I'm just like, no, this is perfectly logical. If you follow the breadcrumbs, this is very sensible within the confines.
We've been working together for so long that when you were giving me direction, that's why I didn't question anything.
Yeah, you were just like, fine, whatever.
Like, yeah, okay.
And there's...
Of course I'm doing this.
Let's talk about that really briefly. I think we can talk about it in the abstract without giving anything away. I think like the thing
Let's
you
keep
had
it
to do, I think
loose and vague, but
we'll keep it loose and vague. Ben had to do a certain set of movements, and oh yeah, fucking turgid cowboys everywhere. Ben had to do a certain routine, and I hadn't given him any direction as to what it was, other than, oh, you're trying to express your love for something, go. And that was it, because I forget.
I think the picture underneath us now is the
Yeah, the picture that is was just previous, where everyone's like, is the crew reacting to Ben doing the thing and not wanting to ruin the take, despite the fact that we weren't rolling audio, but doesn't matter. I think it was more because I think Ben would have been off put by like how amused everyone was. I quite often do this thing, and I'm really sorry, Ben, because you generally bear the brunt of this. I do this thing where I tell people things and forget that they're not part of the conversations I'm having in my head.
Yeah, most. Yeah.
And I'm honestly working on that, because I think me and Laura, like, we've lived together for so long, like, that if one of us is thinking something, the other person is thinking it. Like, that's just how it is. There's so many times that we'll be out in the pub or just doing whatever, and we'll make the same joke in response to a story and not be aware that the other person's made the same joke because we're facing in opposite directions, or we'll say exactly the same thing at the same time. Happens all the time. It's weird. And because we talk to each other all the time, I think sometimes we forget that when we talk to other people, they're not in here with us a lot of the time. So when I was just like, oh, do the thing, go. And you just did it. And you weren't aware of the context. You weren't aware of what it meant in the story. You weren't aware of what I was going to do in post-production, or what Taylor was going to do in the edit. Taylor didn't know what the fuck was going on either when she edited the thing. You were both just like, what the fuck is this? And like, I have not explained at any point. It was in the edit when I realised I didn't know what I'd told you to do.
I think you gave me the nuance of why the character in the actual film is doing it.
Yes.
But it was sort of like a very short sentence containing maybe 6 words.
Yeah.
And the last one was go.
And go. Yeah.
6 words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all going to know exactly what it is when you see the thing. Like, yeah, so...
It was impressive. It's interesting.
Yeah, so, but like, I mean, credit to you, man, for just sort of doing it, just sort of assuming he's probably got a plan, whatever. And again, not trying to toot my own horn, because like, there's so many like people who worked really hard on this and volunteered their time and expertise that like, I was putting so much effort into being humble, I actually forgot what I was about to say. That's fucked up.
So much effort
it?
into being humble, I forgot how awesome I was.
Yeah, no, I got distracted by just how much of a great person I am. This is not me trying to take credit for it, because of how there are so many people involved doing their absolute best and being geniuses, but it does look incredible. Like the complete blind trust that you put into what you had to do, like, really shows. Yeah, it's great.
You have to see the film.
All that is to say is that I don't even think it's surrealist, but like, I know objectively that it is. Let's talk about the people involved.
Yeah.
So most of the crew and cast are people that we know. We like, as you guys, you're watching the fucking conversation at live stream, like, you know who like the team is. So I really wanted to direct something, since like, I think we spent most of lockdowns between us throwing around ideas of like what film stuff we're going to do, what we're going to get up to when lockdowns start to ease. And one of the things I sort of thought of was like, I love composing. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. And like, if I have to do location audio and sound mix in order to get the job as a composer, gimme. Fine, all good. I don't like location sound, but I will do it if I get to make stupid noises.
Which you do.
Oh, they're so stupid. We can talk about the score as well if you want. If you want to, Ben. I don't mind.
I don't want to brag and take credit for the score, Liam. That's fine. We don't have to talk about
I mean,
that.
you may as well. We're all taking
know
credit
it was
for.
me.
So one of the things that I sort of started thinking about was actually like having watched people direct, and having worked with actually when I used to work with young people, doing drama and productions and stuff, like quite often teaching staff would struggle to like actually articulate what it is they want, and I had to like direct little scenes every now and again because the teacher was like exhausted from being a teacher, so like they would go sleep for 15 minutes while I told the kids what Hamlet's really about. I'm still not sure.
About Shakespeare's son.
Yeah.
Who was called Hamnet.
Hamnet. That's one way to catch pigs. The other is carrots. What the fuck was I saying? The gist of it is like I wanted to give directing a go.
Yes.
So we decided that for the Dafters I would direct it, and I was also happy to write the script, provided that like it was as much as possible a team effort to actually come up with the core concept, and then I didn't mind having to do the formatting stuff. We knew that Laura would produce because she's a genius when it comes to that. Like she can do things to a spreadsheet that you and I can only dream of. We knew that we wanted Ben to act in it, and we knew that as much as possible we wanted Ben to have like the lead role or one of the lead roles. We knew that I was
quite pleased and surprised by.
Yeah. Our editor Taylor, we knew that we wanted Taylor to edit it because she's a great editor. That's like actually her job and stuff, and she's good at it. We knew that we wanted Richard to be involved with camera in some capacity. Cinema Boy. We also knew that we wanted Michelle Siu, who's been on the podcast previously. We knew that we also wanted her involved in some way if her calendar allowed. We knew that if we could get Duncan Casey, we would have Duncan Casey. Nom nom nom.
And my boy, did we have him.
Oh, no, we really did. It was gross. The things we did to that man. We knew that if ASIEM was available to do BTS and film stills, we would want ASIEM to do that. We also had access to Liz, who is on screen at the moment, a good friend of Richard's. She's...
I nearly waved.
Hello.
There she is. Hello.
Liz is one of those people that you kind of just want on sets because she's so helpful, and I think the way Richard puts it is that she's just got like inherent mum powers where like she knows who's about to spill custard and will put a rug down to catch the custard before you even know there's custard in the room. She's one of those people. So she's credited as location manager, but like she had a million jobs. And who else have we got? We knew that Kirsten is always incredible to have on set because she does the same thing that you do, Ben, where she will just do something. Like, go, we want you to do dressage, here's a hobby horse, go. Was her direction. She was like, fine. What do you want me to do specifically? Can you go from there to there, pause here for a beat, and then go out that way? And he just does it. All right, cut, next one, good. Which is, I mean, that's a piece of advice that I sort of wish wanting to do film like for years, that's the best thing you can be. That's the best quality you can have in any aspect of creative industry, is just like, yep, nope, do it, fine, whatever, don't worry about it. As long as it's not dodgy as shit, like as long as you're comfortable with it, just like, yep, nope, go, done.
Yeah, you can keep your morals and scruples if you have any or want them.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I mean, that's between you and your God, really. But like, yeah, just jump in, basically. So, and I know there are 2 names missing. Don't you worry. That was the team that we sort of had in our head going into it that we wanted involved. And then it sort of relied specifically on what we actually wrote, and therefore what locations were available, and therefore what people we wanted in specific roles. So we had that kind of vague idea of who we wanted involved, and then it was a case of hypothetical bones. And then it was just a case of like, right, logistically, then what is possible, and then what roles do we need to fill. So the 5 of us, me, Laura, Kirsten, Taylor, and Asiem, we got together. We came up with the bare bones of the thing. Came up with a script, and then we sort of started assigning characters to actors, or vice versa, people to characters, and sort of worked out, okay, there's these 4 sort of background characters that don't have any lines, but they just need to come on, do a bit of action, and disappear. So then actually those roles sort of fell to Kirsten and Asiem, who was going to be there anyway, and Liz, who was going to be there anyway. And then we realised, okay,
a marvellous job they all did.
They all did incredibly well.
That sounded patronising.
No.
I've started saying things that apparently sound patronising, and that's just my voice.
Didn't she do well? For a
anyway.
It's okay as long as you point out it sounds patronising.
Well, it's funny if it's sexist.
So we worked out this whole thing. We worked out that that basically Ben as an analogue for Benedict Cumberbatch would be the most sensible thing. That makes a lot of sense. And we worked out...
Don't forget my name.
Exactly, it's easy. Well, it's funny you say that, because the character we gave Duncan Casey, by pure coincidence, also has the surname Casey. He was cast as the other sports commentator, and I was like, no, that's fucking silly. Casey is going to be Casey, obviously. For logistics, it just makes sense. So
because Liam wanted to smile.
Yeah, and Duncan just has the energy of like a sports commentator in my head. So like that made perfect sense for him to be one of the sports commentators. Ben was going to be one of the Cowboys, and we worked it all out, and we realised, okay, we have 2 spots empty. So one of the spots was a character that we called Sticky Boy Pete. Sticky Boy Pete was the nickname when we were originally watching Power of the Dog. We just couldn't keep track of what like the little kid's name is. I think it's Pete or Peter, I'm not sure. But we just refer to him as Sticky Boy Pete because he's small, weedy, he's a little bit sweaty, he's a bit of a nerd, so we call him Sticky Boy Pete. And that was the name that we gave to the character. So we needed someone to play that part in our parody, and we also needed a second sports commentator. So we put the feelers out. We sort of had a specific idea of what we wanted for these characters. The other sports commentator, like Duncan, had to kind of be like charming, effervescent, kind of outgoing, charismatic.
That means bubbly.
Bubbly. And the Sticky Boy Pete character, we wanted someone who could kind of play a... we thought it would be really funny if, in stark contrast to all the cowboy aesthetics, like the flannel, the lovely hats, the braces, the bolo ties... General cowboy aesthetic, we thought, what's the opposite of cowboy is like white trackies. and white sweatbands. So we wanted someone that could sort of wear that thing. And I'm very conscious that I think Gabriel's watching. So with love and respect to you, my man, who would look awkward as shit. You know?
I mean, it's
But you
its costume
you
was
did it.
essentially that of a tennis player.
Yeah, it is. So we put the feelers out. We started talking to people, and like luckily we're sort of connected tangentially to like the Cambridge comedy scene. So like if we talk to one person, they will sort of put us in different directions. And actually at the time, we know what we're doing. It's fine. Don't you worry. We actually, at the time, I think we had someone else down for the Sticky Boy Pete character, who in the end fell through, and someone had recommended Gabriel Boker and Adam Al-Janabi, both potentially for this
Sticky Boy.
comment. Well, no, for the. No, you're right, for the Sticky Boy Pete character, and we were looking at it, and we sort of couldn't decide which of them would be better for the part. And at the same moment, the person who was playing the other sports commentator dropped out. So we were like, oh, well, we'll cast both of them. Easy. There we go. They're both available.
Done.
You both got it. So we gave Adam the part of the sports commentator. We thought that him and Duncan, we sort of like imagined them next to each other, and we're like, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. We'll put them together, and Gabriel's going to be Sticky Boy Pete. And that was the casting. That's as complicated as it was. It's like a combination of who do we work with that we know and like and trust, and then what are parts where we're not to put too fine a point on it, willing to take a punt on people we don't know. And we sort of thought that like the role, essentially Sticky Boy Pete is playing opposite you, Ben, and Billy Blaze is playing opposite Duncan, so like they can sort of play off of each other a little bit. So like we're taking less of a punt on them because they're paired with someone else in a way, I guess was the logic there.
Yeah, it's not. They don't have to just. It's not focused on that. They don't have to carry the whole scene
Totally.
alone.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everyone
exactly.
had little moments to
So like
bounce off of other people.
Adam was like, you and Duncan are best mates. Go, you're a pair, you're a duo. And with Gabriel, it was like, well, Ben's your enemy, so he's the one you want to play off. So that was the casting. We filmed. We got a nice rustic location. We managed to film,
which we won't talk about, but
yep.
Little shout out and thank you for the person who allowed us to film there. I think we gave them Maltesers.
Yes. Yeah, they didn't want anything, but they got Maltesers. That's
Yep.
the...
Don't think they will ever see the film.
Nope. So we got the location, we filmed. The way that the schedule sort of worked out, I think Taylor in the end couldn't be there on the day. I think we were going to have her as one of the cowboys, and then she couldn't make it on the day, so I think we actually got ASIM to play 2 of the background cowboy characters. I ended up dressing up as a cow.
Fantastic.
We were really lucky that both Michelle and Richard were available and really up for it on the same day. So the way it worked out was that Michelle was physically holding the camera for most of it, and Richard was the director of photography. So this is why I said that Richard's responsible for 50% of how it looks, is because it really was the combination of the two of them that I think made it as good as it was. Richard also happens to be great with lighting, and making things look incredible. Aside from how making things look incredible on the set, not just, which I guess lets Michelle make things look incredible on the camera. I think. I'm not really a film
Which is why
boy.
everyone looks so damn sexy.
That's why everyone looks so fucking sexy. And
Sexy.
whilst me and Laura were sort of handling casting and writing and stuff, Richard and Michelle were having lots of conversations about how to make it look incredible. So they were doing their own pre-production, partly unbeknownst to me. They were just took it and ran with it, which is excellent, and which is why it looks how it does. Michelle does mind maps for days. That was weird. Your radiator,
My
okay?
radiator just gained sentience. I'm sorry.
No, you need to take more credit, Ben. You made it look good. Michelle, does like not mind maps. What's halfway between a mind map and a collage?
A thought cloud. Storyboard?
No, not nearly storyboard. She basically does this thing where she gets like all of the images from the film and like puts them in a big document, so you can sort of visual. It's like a big visual aid, but there's an actual word for it.
Google Drive.
Google Drive. Mind Lake. She basically had like this huge like physical folder with her with like scenes from the film that they would like reference when setting up shots, which was ridiculous, but I loved everything about it. So that's why it looks as good as it did. We filmed from, I think we got there about 8 to start setting up. Oh no, we went there the day before to like move furniture, get stuff where it needs to be, drop off the props.
Yes.
And then we arrived on set, I think crew got there 8 or half 8. And then we essentially had a morning shoot and an afternoon shoot. We did all of the sports commentator stuff in the morning because we wanted to. Duncan has a family, so we wanted to let him get back for the afternoon to be with his family.
To them.
Didn't give a fuck about everyone else who had a family. And then Ben and Gabe's parts were in the afternoon, so you guys came about lunchtime. So then we did the other half of the shoot. And when you see it, you'll see that like the story is essentially delivered through these sports commentators, and they're talking about the actions of all these cowboys. So like I think if you picked it apart, it'd be really obvious that like one thing was filmed one way, the rest of it was filmed another way. And there's only a couple bits where they like overlap a little bit. Do you not think?
No, I think that it works because the cameras that, like in real life, the cameras focusing on the commentators are completely different than the ones on the sport.
Oh, sure,
and
yeah.
the commentators are far away from the sport, sometimes in a little room far off. So I think it's not a... I don't think it's obvious. I don't think it takes you out.
No, I don't
think you'd really know or even think that they were filmed at separate
No,
times.
I think the way we've told the story like works. What I mean is if like you went into it from a production point of view, you could probably work out that we did one thing as one set and another thing as another set. I don't think it affects the story. I think just from a production standpoint.
I mean, yeah, that just shows that, you know,
we thought it through. Laura thought it through.
That's how we filmed it.
Yeah, no, it is. And because it is. So we filmed all the cowboy action in the afternoon, and there's a couple little bits where the cowboys interact with the commentators. We filmed that about lunchtime for scheduling fans out there. And I think we left at about 8 o'clock at night, having tied it up.
Yeah, I think it was about 8 p.m.
Like, just everyone does all hands on deck, tidy everything up, and then out we get. Air the building out, get all the smoke out, and then off we fuck. And then the following day, we just had like a couple little pickups in the studio in here, which was me, Laura, you, and Richard. Of which
Getting
I
all
think
stinky.
we used like a couple of shots of that in the end, but like we wanted to have it all there. So having filmed it all, we had a bit of a kerfuffle trying to get the files to Taylor to edit it, and that's mostly just down to me forgetting that perhaps I should get Google storage at some point. That's all that was.
At some point.
So, oh yeah, the only thing I didn't mention was props. We could only spend £200. That was one of the restrictions they put in place, the Dafters, which was fine.
Which led to a lot of issues with location, because anywhere we wanted to film wanted like a grand
yeah.
or two a day.
I think that the best until we went where we went, the best offer we had was 50 quid per half day at one location. So we were like, we can't really eat half the budget, thank you, on location, because we do actually, we've like scrimped properly to get everything within budget. I think we had like 30 pence to spare at the end of it. Like, we did really well. Luckily, travel and catering didn't come into that budget. That was entirely separate, so we bought shitloads of donuts and stuff. You know, when
Patreon.com/conversation hat.
Yeah, no, shockingly, that's where your Patreon money went this year, folks.
It went on making sure that we could eat.
That's the thing, when you're basically like calling in favors, you've got to make it as comfortable and worthwhile for people as possible. So making sure people aren't out of pocket for travel, making sure people aren't going hungry, they're staying full of coffee, all of that stuff is just basic manners, essentially. So we went overboard with catering, which was nice, but then the actual costumes and stuff. So like we just about managed to get like some nice cowboy hats. I have them here for no reason. Like, we got the nice cowboy hats from Amazon. It fits real good with headphones. So we got a few bits of props, and then we made quite a lot of stuff. We made a little trophy. When I was a kid, I went to a chess tournament and I bought a little trophy. Laura says it's the saddest story. Laura and Ben think it's the saddest story, and I was just like, oh, sweet, they're selling trophies, I'm going to buy one. I wasn't good at chess, but I had a fiver. I bought this trophy, and all I did was I got a little button badge. I painted a horseshoe on it and glued that to the trophy. There's the trophy for the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. Done. We made there's some references to porn mags, to gay porn mags and men's health mags in the Power of the Dog. So we thought the prize for the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown should be a stack of porn. So I, in Canva, created Taint Magazine, which is one of the little slides below us. I did a mock-up where a man is holding a copy of Taint Magazine. So we made a lot of stuff. I got to make some shit out of clay, which was quite nice. And then, yeah, we came in on budget, which is wonderful. I think there were only like a few bits we had to borrow from actual people. Everyone luckily has like tangentially cowboy stuff. So like, once you sort of wear like a few little bits, like a flannel shirt, stick a bolo tie on it, cowboy. Everyone's there. It is, Taint Magazine. Everyone's only like one bolo tie away from being a cowboy, which is handy. We had to buy lots of miniature horses as well. You'll see why, because cowboy. I think the most expensive thing. It was fun. I think the most expensive thing on there was probably the cow costume, because it's got a little fan in it to keep it inflated. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, we sent all the footage off to Taylor, and basically we had a week where between her actual full-time job, she would go and edit at work for a day, and then she would come home and like work on our dumb bullshit. And we
love you for it.
Yeah, like, incredible job. I think like, yeah, it was really nice to sort of see that like she totally got what we were going for. And a lot like Ben with all the stuff, just willing to just jump in and like, it's weird, let's just do it, it's weird, it doesn't matter. Much the same with the edit, I think, just sort of jumped in and was just like willing to sort of yes and me a lot. And sort of there were no points where like, Taylor, you have edited wrong. Just didn't happen. Like, she totally got the pacing, she totally got the humor. There was the only stuff we changed was to just try something out, because the joke as I had written it didn't work very well, so in the edit we were going to try some stuff out. We did that, and we also did a bit of cutting down, because I think the first draft was like 8 minutes long or 8.5 minutes long, so we had to lose like nearly a third of it.
2.5 minutes, which is a lot.
And that was without any end credits and without the Dafters intro plate, which was 5 seconds long. So like we had to get it down to 6 and then try to fit everything else in. So it was basically just a process of going back and forth to like get it down into time. And then once we'd done that, Jackson then did a lot of like animated transitions and like lower thirds to make it look and feel sporty. And we do this thing where we transition between the sports commentators who are full frame and the actual Cowboy stuff, which is like widescreen, so it's like cropped in, it's got the black bars, so
it looks more sporty.
It looks more cinematic, whereas the sports commentators look more sporty because they're full frame. So we put in like transitions and stuff to sort of hide that change. And yeah, so the thing we haven't really spoke about is like the audio, and the audio is really boring. I put a mic on people and then made sure they all sounded the same. That's essentially it. The score was a lot of fun. Because we only had a week in the edit to write everything, and you sort of need a basically finished edit in order to then do the music, really. But what I'd done in advance was create like templates. So basically got together collections of instruments that sounded Cowboy. So like when I did have the edit, I could just jump in and I had like all the Cowboy stuff ready to go inside of Cubase. So that was kind of my workaround. And I recorded like little bits and bobs because I knew there would be things like Power of the Dog has these chapter headers, which is just a black screen with Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We stole that, and I knew how I wanted that little stinger to sound, so that was easy enough to just make, and then it was a case of editing it down ever so slightly so it fit. Like, so there were some things like that I could do in advance. So yeah, that was just how I tried to like simplify, streamline the actual composition thing. There's more actual instruments in this than a lot of stuff I've written. There's like actual harmonica, there's actual guitar, there's actual like percussion and stuff that I played in real life rather than relying on computers, which is nice. Yeah, and then we sent the film off to Dafters at the end of March? No. When was it?
No, it was long before that.
Mid-March? Late February.
Because it was the end of March where we found out that we were nominated. That was like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it must have been like
it was very early in March.
Okay, we'll say early March. That sounds right. Early March.
I think it was about a month before we'd find out if we'd get nominated.
So of the crap, I can't remember exactly, but I think there were like 15 or 16 people who put their name in the hat for the Dafters. Of those, I think 13 finished their film. So like almost all of the people finished their film. And then of those 13, 6 were nominated, which includes us. Which is nice to be in the upper 50%. Was really, really special. So what does that mean? I've been talking about myself for so long, my voice is starting to hurt.
I was about to say, I don't know if you want to keep speaking or if you want an extra. Is it rhetorical?
I don't know. If you could fill for like 30 seconds and then I'll talk about the release schedule, that would be wonderful.
I mean, what does it mean? It means that we're entered into the Dafters, which will be streaming, I believe, at 7 o'clock on the 13th of April. The tickets cost a little over £8, but that'll be fun. You should come and join. You get to see all of the things, and ours as well. So that's 6 times 6. That's what? 36 minutes? I don't know maths. Who fucking cares? Just go see it. It's an hour. £8. Get the family round. Or even better, get them to watch it somewhere else so the Dafters gets bigger, more money.
That'd be wonderful.
Bigger exposure.
Well, not-
and we can. You're helping us.
not
by
too
helping
big,
them, and you get to
because-
see 6 movies. Liam, shut up, I'm speaking. Oh, fuck you. I can't remember what else I was going to do.
We
Oh,
don't-
yeah, and then it's something we will go and see on the 15th of next month in Brighton instead of going to my cousin's girlfriend's birthday.
Wow.
But hey,
We don't want Dafters to
I'll
get
be
too
on
big, because
screen and go
then...
by the seaside. That'll be fun. And then we will make it free for everyone, Patreons to watch, and then probably pop it on the YouTube channel or something somewhere for you to watch as well another time. But you should come and see it on the 13th of April. Eventbrite. Get tickets.
I should pop a link in the thing.
Now!
We don't want Dafters
Buy
to
them!
get too big, because we might not be nominated next time.
Yeah, but we're in it a little bit.
Yes, that's true.
Tell
Yeah,
them we sent you.
tell them we... I just pop it in the delivery. I don't know.
If there's any notes, like on Deliveroo, when they're like, oh, we've got any special dietary requirements, in that bit on Eventbrite, you click yes on notes and say the Conversation Hat podcast sent you.
Spicy
welcome.
Spicy Chai just redeemed extra cursing for 10 minutes. Fuck you.
For fuck's
Fuck
sake.
you.
How
Fuck
much
you.
How much is extra?
It just says extra.
How fucking much is extra?
Just fucking extra. For 10 minutes. I'm going to set a timer.
Why are you saying oops, you shit burger?
Dickhead, you know what you did. Shit.
And now it means that I need to fucking go for a piss as well. I needed to piss, but now I have to swear for another 10 minutes.
You can't leave me alone with the fucking swearing, Ben.
No, I fucking can't.
Fucking...
You ass.
God fucking damn it. Okay, I've set the timer.
Do you want to?
Fuck.
End the show, or at least start ending the show? We've got 10 minutes to fucking
Fuck.
sort shit out. Liam,
So-
talk to your
Yes. You
your
fuck.
bollocks.
Fuck, it's fine. Fuck. I dropped
Fucking
the...
release schedule. That's what you wanted to talk about. Talk about that,
Yeah,
you prick.
fuck you. You fucking fuck. I just fucking dropped the fucking the fucking Eventbrite link in the chat just there. It's fucking £8.14. Yeah, like
Twat.
Ben's twat. It's next Thursday. It's an online event. Fuck.
Wank.
You see all 6 films. Fuck. You see all 6
Prick.
parody fucking films, and it's the awards as well. So if we fucking win anything, that's when we fucking find out. So it would be fucking wonderful if you guys wanted to watch that as well, and like fuck, talk to us online. Fuck, while we do that. Fuck. The Brighton Film Festival is fuck middle of May. I believe it's the 15th, Sunday the 15th. Fuck, when they're showing. But you didn't give a date for the Brighton Film Festival, and it's pertinent for what is about to happen.
Who the fuck's gonna come?
Fuck you.
I said that that's happening instead of my cousin's girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah, we don't know when that
Everyone
is,
knows
you
that's the
fucking
15th.
idiot.
Everyone knows it's the 15th, Liam.
No, only your cousin knows it. Fuck. And
I
you.
don't know why I did that voice instead of fucking swearing. In my brain, that was swearing.
Close. No, he's just being rude.
No, it's been a prick.
Fuck off.
Dick.
Fuck off. Dick. Dick. The reason, fuck you, I'm mentioning Brighton Film Festival on the 15th of May is because, fuck, once that's done, that's when we're going to upload it on YouTube. That's why this slide literally right here, perfect fucking timing, coming out May 2022. Shit indeed. Shit in German. That's when we're going to put it out publicly on YouTube. So you got to fucking wait for that, you fuck. Patreons.
Cosy.
Wow. Uncool, you fuck. We talked about reducing early access to episodes, you fuck.
This is Zadik.
What? Oh, he's doing his Eastern European swears. Do you know that swearing in Eastern Europe has gone up 2,000% in the last 3 months?
Oh, fucking really?
Fucking really. just a bomb hitting a house. Ah, twats. That's a normal reaction. Oh god, our viewers have plummeted since we started swearing.
Penis.
Penis.
Have they actually?
A little bit. We're gonna give our wonderful Patreon pod babies early access to the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. Fucking quitters. We're gonna give Patreon pod babies access to the film next week, before the fucking award show. Arse fuck twat. Before the award show.
Shite.
So early next week that's gonna happen. Not tomorrow week. The week after. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see what I fucking...
Bastard.
See if I remember to do it. Fuck. Tits.
Nipple.
Yeah. No, I think that's all the stuff.
Bugger.
I think we do need to, like, reiterate that, like, this was a huge team effort. Like...
Balls.
We called in so many favours. And it's just lucky that, how is it not even 5 minutes yet? It's just lucky that...
Is it not?
No, it's like 5:42 now.
I've gone through all of my languages.
Titty fuck. We need to... it's really lucky that we know as many people that are geniuses who are willing to, like, give us a day of their time. Or a week in the case of Taylor and Jackson. But like, I'm really chuffed with the end result. Fuckity fuck. The thing that I don't hate, but the thing that I resent slightly about doing things like this. No, we can't, because you've already paid the points. We can't just stop. That's not how channel points work. Like, I'm gonna go and change it so it's only 5 minutes next time, but whatever. You could have pressed the one where I put a hat on, but no, you pressed the fucking more swearing button, didn't you? The thing that I resent slightly about doing film festival stuff is that we can't just put it out immediately. But bloody hell. Bloody shitting chimney sweep. It's distracting to try to actually give informal fucking information,
motherfucker,
when you also have to concentrate on fucking swearing.
I mean, that's why I'm just chucking stuff in.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. It is 4 minutes. It does feel like extra swearing. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to have to record something and then essentially sit on it for 2 months before anyone gets to see it. But at least we can do stuff like this, where we talk about it and let you guys know what you're in for. Fuckity fuck.
Pissing chips.
Piss chips. And yeah, if anyone wants to come to Brighton and hang out for a day or so, that might be nice. Take a cheeky day of work. Ben, do you have anything to say whilst I provide swearing from the sidelines? Twat.
You feathered wee bastard.
You're a wee bastard. How dare you?
Oh, wee piss.
Wee piss.
I don't know. I know that we don't do our plugs or our good news anymore.
I mean, we can do.
But
fuck.
Other than plugging the thing that we've been talking about for the last hour,
I feel like we've plugged that. Fuck.
Liam, you're meant to be swearing, for fuck's sake.
Shit, titty, fuck you. Penis.
Other than go to Eventbrite, come and watch the thing.
Knob socket.
It'll be cool. It'll be fun. I've also started watching a couple of years ago. I watched a series called Black Summer. Which is an amazing zombie thing, full of fucking zombies.
Taint.
And it's sort of like a little anthology clip type thing. It's very, very clever. I really enjoyed it.
Dildo Baggins. Wank. Knob.
Oh,
taint. There it is.
Baggins.
Taint. Everybody
Always
taint.
funny.
Everybody taint. Taint magazine.
Yeah, I found out that Black Summer is actually a prequel to a series called Z Nation.
Shit.
It's got like 5 seasons on Netflix. They're about 45 minutes each episode.
Penis.
The first episode is very aggressive, dark, zombie horror stuff.
Alsace-Lorraine.
But by, I think, episode 4 of season 1, a character gets stuck in a vent shaft
Come.
with a zombie all like wrapped up, all caught and tangled in wires, and he just gets high with it.
Minge.
He gets stoned because he hasn't got anything else to do, and is worried, and he flicks the end of the spliff into the zombie's mouth, and the zombie gets high.
Cock shame.
And it's real dumb, and it's real funny. There's a zombie tornado in one of the earlier seasons. It's really fun.
Lemon party.
It's like people went, we've got a zombie show. What would we like to see happen in
Dick.
fucking zombie shows? And it's the shit. And I can't recommend it any bloody more than I can be bothered to.
Fanny Badger.
Got a fucking cold as well. Still.
I've got a fucking cold as well, man. It's fucking
I've
annoying.
done so many COVID tests.
Yeah, right. This is what I've been going through for like the last 3 days. Like really struggling, really feeling fucking tired. The throat really hurts, and having talked about myself for like 2.5 hours solid now. Like my throat does
Bloody
actually really
hell.
hurt. Shit. It's
Knickers.
knickers indeed. Knickers one and all.
Panties.
It does feel like I feel really rough, but like I keep doing COVID tests, and they keep saying I'm fine. Get over it. Go get a job, you hippie.
I mean, people still get sick. Just because there's a pandemic doesn't mean people still can't get sick. But it is
No,
a
it's
pain in the
true.
bollocks
Yeah.
that coughing is a crime now.
Piss.
And you don't want to go, I'm fine, I promise.
Yeah, just regular ill. Fuck.
I twatting promise, you dick. It's just cold.
We can stop swearing now.
Oh, thank fuck for that. That was a bloody
Yeah,
nightmare.
it was fucking awful.
And to be honest, I had that was an interesting exercise.
It was.
But I now just
I hate
know
it.
that next time that happens, I mean, I couldn't use some of the foreign swearing that I know because I don't know 100. But those are the words that I've learnt through people being angry,
Right.
and they are just hella offensive.
So you know that those are the things that apply to you, rather than things you can necessarily get away with saying.
I know those are things that apply to the situation where you fall off of the roof playing a zombie game and start to get eaten.
Right. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm quite
have.
tired now.
I don't have good news. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I don't have good news or a plug. The good news is we finished a film and we got nominated for a DAFTA. The plug is that it will be out mid-May. But patrons get it now. Ben, how much do people have to pay on Patreon to get access to the film?
Oh, probably bugger all.
Probably, yeah, it is bugger all. It's actually bugger
Somewhere
all.
between £1 and £50. Depends if you want to be a smug little prick.
I think it's
Depends how much other stuff you want to get.
I think it's $1 do, which roughly equates
Could be
to.
$1 too. Could be fine.
I think it's $1.20 with
be-
tax. It's like a fucking pound, and it's a monthly subscription.
It's bugger all.
Yeah.
It's a lot less than the popcorn that you get in the cinema.
Oh yeah, yeah. Much less. It's
So
less
you should
than
do that.
It's less than.
And then you should come and see it on through Eventbrite and watch it with us when we watch it too.
That'd be nice. That'd be very
It'll be
nice.
great. It'll be fun.
Watch
And
the.
you get to see everybody else's movies. There's 5 other movies that I'm sure have had at least this much work, if not more,
Yeah, probably.
put into them. And I'm excited to see
Definitely watch Power of the Dog.
parodies of films that I've not watched.
Definitely watch Power of the. Oh shit! Yeah, we should probably watch all of those other films.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch
Yeah.
Belfast. Belfast looks like a downer. Lots of sad films this year.
Oh, lots of sad films. But Last Night in Soho looked astounding.
Oh yeah, it's Edgar Wright. It's going to be a laugh, sort of.
Definitely want to see that.
Yeah. Don't really give a shit about the new James Bond. But I think, like, I don't think you need to know what specifically happens in a James Bond film if you've seen any other James Bond film. Like, I think you're parodying the very idea of there being more James Bond films.
I mean, spoiler alert,
What?
he dies in this one.
Does he? how would we know that? Like, doesn't he die in all of them? Isn't that the point?
No, well, okay. On this one, he's standing on top of a building, and they do an airstrike on it.
Yeah,
Like,
but
on him.
you can survive that. Oh, so
I don't think so.
you've seen it, have you?
No, but I know that bit happens.
Oh, okay.
And that's why people thought it was sad.
Oh, alrighty. I think that's the live stream. There's me as a cow.
Good, I need to pee.
Krispy Kreme Bond. Creamy Bond. Bond cream. That's what they put
My
on his.
doctor
That's what they
prescribed me
put on
that
his
at one point.
burns. The Bond cream. Gross.
Bond cream.
I think we're gonna go. I think that was the live stream. We made a
Oh,
film. TLDR. We made a film. It's real silly. You'll
Shall
love
we
it.
raid someone?
Yeah, we're not going to raid Robotron because I think Robotron wraps up about now. But let's maybe go.
There's Hibernoway.
Hibernoway. Yeah, we're going to go raid Hibernoway. He will no doubt be doing something with Wikipedia because that's the sort of thing he wants to do. I'm going to press some buttons. Ben, can you entertain people while I press buttons?
While Liam presses buttons, thank you for listening to the Conversation Hat live stream. It's a lot of fun. Go and listen to the episodes when they come out. Go and hang out with Hibernoway now. Got a nice soothing voice and you'll learn some shit on Wikipedia. It's a lot more concise and structured than the shit we do.
I don't know about that.
And it's cool. Have a lovely Sunday.
Yes,
Drink
do.
water. Eat your vegetables. Just eat something nice. Make yourself happy. Have a good day.
That's important.
Now leave me the fuck alone.
And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, the raid won't apply to you, so we're just going to, like, awkwardly end when I press that button. Yeah, bye then. I just don't want to. Thank you for the invite to your social soiree. I read through the specifics and have nothing to say. For the entrees sound delicious and desserts they look just fine. I'm anxious and introverted but would feel rude to decline. I'll make non-committal noises regarding